I am Nyra Govan. I'm from St. George, South Carolina. I'm a Southern girly, and I am the co-host for Sisterhood Unmuted.
My name is Tyreen Taylor, and I am from the DMV, but I currently live in Tampa. Our podcast is based on the real, the raw, and the relevant. So we started because Nyra and I have weekly check-ins. We're on the same team, and we would check in about work, but then we would also just talk on a personal level. And we both were in therapy, and we ended up discussing the same topic in our last therapy session. And then we kept talking more, and we kept going deeper. And then we both were like, hey, we think women our age need to hear this.
I think for me, the biggest thing was having authentic conversations and just having a conversation, period. I feel like a lot of people, young women at least, Black young women, don't have enough real conversations. We talk about careers, we talk about all the big things in life, but just day to day unraveling and talking about where we can improve and just learn from our experiences in life and learn from each other's experiences as well. So I think for me that's really been the biggest thing, to just have a unmuted conversation about real topics that are going on in real time. That's a great question. This podcast for me is truly a safe space. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to share my own life stories and experience to help a young woman that may be coming up after me or the next generation to know that it's okay to express yourself when you find a safe place in a sister like my co-host Tyreen. And not only that, but it's also a walking podcast, and we want women to get out and be active. And to take care of their temple as they're taking care of their mental. If I could describe Sisterhood Unmuted in one word, it would be grounded.
If I had to choose one word to describe Sisterhood Unmuted, my word would be divine.
And I choose grounding because sometimes we don't have enough conversations out loud that are in real time experiences where we feel like we could be ashamed of or not necessarily feel like we have a safe space to share the topics that we talk about in this podcast. And so I feel like this allows us to just get grounded in what it's like to be vulnerable and being comfortable in our vulnerability.
Every single episode, we just let God do his big one. We didn't know what we were going to talk about. We didn't have any notes. We didn't have any scripts. Again, we changed topics sometimes the morning of recording, and Nyra and I were always aligned. So I just truly believe that this is just God's work. Each episode is different. Some episodes, Nyra and I, we might be crying, laughing the whole time. Some, we take pauses because the Spirit is just moving through us. It's really hard to put into words, but y'all gonna see when you listen. But each episode is definitely going to leave you feeling some type of way.
There's so many emotions, but the intention at the end of the day is to become self-aware and to know that we're having real, raw, and relevant conversation. The emotions and tensions behind the podcast, it truly is, I would say, divine dialogue. We truly put God in the center of what we were doing. Viewers and listeners can expect to truly deep dive in the first episode as me and Tyreen explore what it's like with our connections with Savior Complex. It opens up the opportunity to truly self-reflect and think about some self-awareness and how we show up in the world.
Listeners can expect a raw, authentic conversation because episode 1 is the Savior Complex, and that is the topic that even gave Nyra and I the idea to start a podcast. We really hope that women start to have these open conversations and they find safe spaces, because the topics that we're talking about, they range from therapy to Savior Complex to not asking for enough. So just opening the door for women to start having those authentic conversations. When you listen to the episodes, we really pray that it is just a seed to just open up a door for you, whether it's healing yourself, whether it's becoming more self-aware, whether it is realizing like, hey, maybe I do want to start therapy. I hope people walk away feeling supported, because the conversations that Nyra and I have I personally wouldn't have these types of conversations with anyone else other than my therapist. So allowing people to just feel supported and know that they aren't alone, that is what I would hope they would leave feeling.
I hope people walk away with feeling like they have some sort of hope in a world where there's so much going on, and truly with people being feeling like they have to be isolated. I hope this podcast opens up a new world of feeling connected, sisterhood, and just being able to be free in your vulnerability. Living in a society where individualism is so pushed and everybody wants to be this hustle hard individual, I think this podcast truly shows how connection is so much healing than individualism, and we're stronger together when we're in community.